quarterbacks working on one-on-one. This is my favorite time.
Compete.
You're just like Ahmad. This is time you get fired up. I think most people that are watching at home, this is the best part of the show.
And this is where you're really focusing on timing with your receivers. timing. And I like the location so far of the quarterbacks, how they're throwing. They're hitting their spots. They're hitting those deep outs out and away where only we can catch it. Both David Ash and Case McCoy, you can tell they're competing right now and seeing who can get the most completions and be accurate with the ball. Not just give your receiver a chance, but get it in those windows and put it at the spot where that receiver wants the ball. I'm liking the location so far in the early practice.
And one thing we didn't see last year, even when Texas completed passes, they weren't put in a spot where it gave the receiver the best chance to get some yak.
Yeah, exactly. High and behind, where they have to stop, break stride.
And it's caught, but that 8-yard could have been 15.
Hey, I'd like a 15 to 20-yard gain, but I'd rather you hit your receiver in stride where he can run and score for you and get in the box. So, again, location, just like real estate. Passing game is just like that. Location, location, location.
Well, quarterbacks have been more accurate. There's no question. I think the only question is how much better will they be? They're going to be better, whoever gets to start, but how much better?
That is the verdict.
That's it.
But I like what I've seen in the past 2 days. These guys are pushing each other. They're competing. It's not Case McCoy saying, hey, you're going to take all the reps and I'll get my reps in. He's like, no, when I throw the ball, I'm going to rip it and I'm going to continue to show what I can do as a quarterback.
Connor Brewer just ripped one, and nice grab by Caleb Jones. Okay,
Overstreet.
When you look at
deep ball.
When you look at let's go back to Brewer. When you look at Brewer, how do you break him down as a guy who coaches quarterbacks?
What I like is he's smart. He's smart with the football. I like his accuracy. We talked about Jalen Overstreet still getting adjusted to the speed. It looks like Connor Brewer, to me, has adjusted a little bit better with the speed of these college wide receivers. I'd like to hear him maybe be a little more vocal. He's still a young guy, and I think still learning how to lead. But as he continues to watch David Ash, Case McCoy, I think he'll become more vocal, more confident in the huddle. But I like his mechanics, and I like his accuracy.
How clean are Ash's mechanics?
Good, and it all starts with his feet. But just like Overstreet, he's got a nice release. Brian Harsin does a nice job with his quarterbacks, making sure that they're fundamentally sound. You see Overstreet there ripping a nice curl to the back shoulder away from the defender. These young quarterbacks have impressed me so far.
Ripping a nice curl. You do sound like a Cali guy. David Ash just over Mike Davis' head. Good coverage by Diggs. Now, that's a good matchup right there, Davis and Diggs.
It is, but Mike Davis, he's got to get the head around sooner. When you're running that fade route, it may not be coming with a lot of air, especially if you've got a cover 2 look. It's going to be coming more of a level 2 ball, and Davis has got to get a head around a little bit sooner. I think he could have made that catch if he saw it sooner.
There's your guy, Kendall Sanders.
I like what I've seen from number 2, the true freshman, Kendall Sanders. This is a guy who wants to contribute and wants to compete early on. Again, last time he's on the field, high school football. But he looks like a college player already, in my opinion.
One of the things that they've really worked on with David Ash in the offseason, mechanics-wise, that Major was talking about, was his base. And you don't want to get too wide, and if you do get too wide, sometimes you can dip. Does his base look pretty good to you?
It does. We mentioned it earlier, the importance of having your feet under you. And I've seen David Ash doing a good job of that. Not overstriding when he throws the ball, taking a short step, staying tall in the pocket, and getting on top of his throw. That's what I'd like to see a little bit more from Case McCoy. He's dropping the elbow on some balls, and that forces the pass to sail a little bit because you've got a low to high release, and he's missed a few passes high. If you're going to miss anywhere, you'd rather miss low because if it's not caught, we still have the ball. It's not being tipped and going into one of those safeties' hands.
Was that something you thought about even before you released it? If I'm missing low or I'm missing outside?
Well, it really has to become second nature. At this point, when you're 2 weeks out, exactly, it's muscle memory. You can't really be thinking about that right now. That's what the spring is for, and that's what all those workouts in the summer are for. So to see Case McCoy doing that, I think part of it is just the way he's thrown ever since high school. And like we said, watching his brother Colt, he'd have to release it from a lot of different places because he was all over the field throwing different kinds of passes.
Joe Banks, the man who runs our crew, showing his hands is... we're in the line of fire here.
Well, and we saw where David Ash missed that. If you're going to miss on an out route, you want to miss outside. We call those ball us or nobody. Either we're going to catch it or no one's going to catch it. I'd rather you throw it in the stand than leave it inside.
Like the ball that Marcus Johnson just I believe, stayed in bounds to get.
Yeah, low and away, protect the receiver. There's no way that DB has a chance to steal that ball and risk a pick six where you're chasing him down the sideline as a quarterback.
Michael Thompson doing a nice job on John Harris. Thompson, you know, secretly, Dwayne Aquina, I think, is a really big Michael Thompson fan, but he's been on him because he wants him. He feels like the kid has a lot of potential, and he could be a big-time player at one point.
Yeah, I really like how Coach Aquina is on his DBs and really forces them to be better, as we see
nice
Connor Brewer throw a bang post right there. Nice spot. Only his receiver could get it.
Michael Wheeler, I believe. Wheeler is, man, I'm not sure how much you're going to see Michael Wheeler, 25.
Take a look at Jalen Overstreet.
Nice catches.
Good feet, throwing a fade. Out of bounds. Got to give your receiver a chance there. I mean, it's a safe ball, but you like to at least give your receiver a chance to make that play.
You put more air under that ball?
It's not so much of the air on that one, it's just really location. You throw it out of bounds, you've got no chance for him to go make a play for you. At least want to give him a shot, keep it in bounds. Hopefully your receiver is a better athlete than the DB, and most of the times, Kevin, he's going to see the ball before the DB can, at least give him a jump ball.
Caleb Jones, fingertip, could not hold on.
That was a nice ball by Connor Brewer. Caleb Jones got to make that catch.
John Harris. John Harris is a guy who I think is going to start in the slot. John Harris has had a nice camp. The question for Harris is staying healthy, but it's nice when you have a guy. Look at number 9. That's a big kid who's playing wideout.
Yeah, we take another look there. Big Mike Davis. He may not get the Magic Mike on his jersey, but he's looked good this morning at practice.